Hello, my name's Dr. Simone Boer and I'm a neuro coach, and I help people get the most out of their lives, out of their jobs, out of their careers. I work with people to 3x their results and halve the time that they need in their business. And I'm here today to talk to you about habits, not the good habits, those nasty bad habits that will get us unstuck at the end of the day. You know, things like sugar, alcohol, even nail biting, eating too much, caffeine, and any other habit that you don't want to be doing. Now, there's all sorts of literature out there talking about habits, but I'm here to give you some easy hacks. I'm well known for my brain hacks, but I also do life hacks as well. This is a combination of brain and life hacks today in order for you to quit those habits and quit those habits for good. So we've all heard about it takes 21 days or so to change a habit. Yes and no, and I'm going to give you some extra examples. So the traditional readings all talk about changing a habit through identifying what that habit is, bringing in awareness, understanding the triggers, to then understanding, right, trigger A, I will then do B. Traditional readings also talk about replacing habit A with a positive thing. So if trigger A happens, I will then do positive X. Also, traditional readings also talk about habits as in, let's reframe the habit. And so that reframing becomes, rather than I will give up on caffeine, actually, I don't have caffeine anymore, or I'm fit and healthy. Rather than I eat too much, I'm fit and healthy. Rather than I smoke, I'm a healthy person. And so it's really that intrinsic view that you're starting to place on yourself. Here are 5 other ways to completely turbocharge your habits. The first one is bringing in your visual system. Now, the reason why I say bring in your visual system is back in ancient times when, for example, we were wanting to, run away from the saber-toothed tiger, for example, we would use our visual system for that goal. So in order to be able to, and that would actually save us. So in order to be able to bring our visual systems in, what we have to do is we have to actually visualize ourselves in that future instance. So if you ever have a body morphing photographic program, for example, of yourself as a smoker in 20 years' time versus yourself as a non-smoker in 20 years' time, research has shown that by activating your visual system, you will then be more likely to quit the cigarettes. Even if you can just visualize yourself, what you'd look like as a smoker in 20 years' time, or with the sugar or without the sugar, with the eating or without the overeating, you're more likely to make permanent changes to the habits. Another way or another hack to change your habits is resolve. Sometimes you've heard of those people who literally hit rock bottom and they resolve to change. The person on drugs found that they're homeless or almost on their deathbed. They make the resolution to change. So bring in that emotion of resolve in order to make the change. Another incredibly strong emotion for habit change is disgust. It is one of the strongest human emotions. And so another hack is try to find a way to completely and utterly disgust yourself with that habit. Make yourself so completely disgusted. An example for myself is I love sugar. And it wasn't until I was talking to my friend about it, and it wasn't necessarily the fact that I ate a lot of sugar. What actually disgusted me was the fact that sugar had the control over me. And one of my key values is all about control. I need to be in control. And when I realized that sugar had the control on me, that I had no control on sugar, that was enough of a wake-up call for myself around disgust. That I was absolutely disgusted with myself over the fact that sugar had more control over me than what I did. So try to find a mechanism of that habit that absolutely, utterly disgusts you, and use that really high-charged emotion to get yourself to quit that habit. The nail biting, the alcohol, the caffeine, the sugar, the smoking, the procrastination, whatever that is. Another hack is change your environment. You can actually trick your brain. And so if you are to change your environment, and it could be something as big as going on a holiday, or it could be changing the room that you're working in, or changing the place where you work. And so if you change your environment, you trick your brain and you trick your neuronal pathways for that habit. And one of my mates, who was a smoker, went on holidays. And when he came back, he was no longer a smoker, because that complete change in environment tricked his brain into thinking he wasn't a smoker. It was literally a trick. The final way to change your habit is by hiring a coach, and by having someone in the same seat as you, helping you identify these different triggers of how you can change your habit, gives you so much more potency. I hope all of those have helped, and I hope one really sticks with you for you to try. Bye for now.